There's a strong connection in Black Swan to Perfect Blue by Satoshi Kon, to which you own American rights. Is it conscious? No, not remake, but no, somehow connected to Perfect Blue?
No, not really. I mean, this comes out of a script written by Andres Hines called The Understudy, and the ballet Swan Lake. Um, so, and that folktale of Swan Lake was kind of the big creative inspiration for the entire film.
Okay, there's in your films, also in Black Swan, there's a strong visual and musical side with Matthew Libatic and Clint Mansell. What's the idea, the concept? What was the concept behind Black Swan?
The concept of the visuals and the sound.
Yeah.
Well, the sound was always to take Tchaikovsky's, great master score and to retool it, deconstruct it, reassemble it, re-instrument it, and then re-record it into something that was a horror score for a scary movie. And that's what Clint did over 6 months. A huge job. In fact, the course of his music mirrors the course of the ballet across its walk across the story. And then visually, Maddie and I took this handheld natural camera, which gave the film very much of a documentary feel for the first half, and then continued to use it all the way through all the serious horror stuff as a way of sort of helping the audience into a subjective, over-the-shoulder look at Natalie Portman's character, Nina.
I wanted to go back to sound because it plays an important role in all of your films. In Requiem for a Dream, and The Fountain and every other, especially string instruments and this techno beat, say. Is it that you control all the details concerning the sound, or can it be somehow coincidental?
You're talking about during the dance club sequence?
About all of your films, let's say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. I mean, well, a good example is the dance club sequence in Black Swan. We didn't think normal score, the more classical based score, would work in those scenes. So we went out to 5 or 6 of the best electronic musicians, including the Chemical Brothers, and we gave them pieces of Tchaikovsky's ballet and said, turn this into a contemporary dance track. So even those songs that are playing in the disco are infused with Tchaikovsky. And we tried to use parts that's like in the middle of the film. We tried to use parts that were in the middle of the ballet. And the bands came back and they came with all this great stuff, and we played with it. But sound is always a big part of the movie experience. It's very underused because people usually run out of money, or there's no time, or there's little interest. But I hire a really great team, and we really push the possibilities to really help get the audience into the characters' heads.
Black Swan, I guess it's your biggest commercial success, I think.
Still to be seen.
Yeah.
Happens next week.
Yeah, but my question is, you had your share of problems in your career. You've had problems with rating system, with money, and now you are going to direct Wolverine and Machine Man. How do you feel about this certainty that you now achieved in your career?
I think it's always the game doesn't change. It's always really hard. It's always very challenging. And if one part of the filmmaking process gets easy, then new challenges appear. So it's a very tough job, and just keep trying to work hard and doing stuff that's original and fun and fresh.
In one of your interviews, you said that Wolverine will be probably the first film in your career that people beside you will have fun on it. could you say a few words about what fun it was for you to make films like Requiem for a Dream, for example?
That's not what I said. What I said is, I said it was the first film that other people wanted to make, not have fun.
Okay.
People have a lot of fun making my movies, always. I mean, even Ellen Burstyn had a great time, and Jared Leto had a great time, and Natalie Portman had a great time. They're very intense experiences, the movies, but we have a very good time because we believe in what we're making, and even when everyone else in the world doesn't quite understand it, and so it makes us feel like rebels, and we have actually a really good and fun time making our movies.
Natalie Portman said during an interview for making of Come that you are very specific in what you want from an actor, an actress, and then you let him or her improvise. So what is your take on dealing with an actor and actress? Is it the same with every movie, or is it changing?
It changes with every actor. You don't direct Mickey Rourke the same way you direct Natalie Portman. It's just very, very different game, and you try and figure out what makes them tick, and how they feel comfortable, and what they need to do, what they need to do, and then you try to create that environment as best you can so that they can do it.
What pushes you to break the boundaries of cinematic language, to rebel with your movies? What motivates you after so many years?
What motivates me? I don't know. Probably it's all I know how to do. It's not like a choice. It's just, the decisions I make end up being the choices that are my choices, and they end up not always being the mainstream choices. So I think it's just a matter of who I am.